Hello! Welcome back to the abode of unity. Meme review. So before we start today's video, I just want to say if you've been following me or subscribed, you know that I haven't posted in quite some time, and that's just because of life, really. I was in the middle of a move, just trying to figure things out if I wanted to continue making videos, got back from a long trip in California, took some footage of that. That was awesome. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, so just letting you know that I have the intention now to at least upload. I'm gonna shoot for, aim for, and do one video a week, and I'm gonna change up the content. I'll keep like educational videos like this, and then I'll also do social experiments, I'm thinking, and travel/explore inspiration type videos. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. The pineal gland, the third eye. Let's just jump right into it. So this gland has baffled scientists for many a year with its extensive energetic and spiritual properties. It's also a gland that has been constricted by the food that we eat and the water that we drink. This is also why scientists have thought for so long that the pineal gland had no use or no purpose at all, which is completely absurd because it's one of the 7 major endocrine glands in our body, located in the center of our brain, connecting our 2 hemispheres, and they thought it had no use. Fun fact, those 7 major endocrine glands are linked to the 7 major chakras in our bodies, and chakras are just energy vortexes. I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, go look them up. Anyways, the pineal gland is in the center of our brain, right about here. If I were just to go back, pew, right about here. It's the size of a pea, and I'll talk more on that because that also has significance, the size of it. And it's the shape of a pine cone, hence where it gets its name pineal, which comes from the Latin word pinea, which means pine cone. What is so significant about this pine cone, though, is that it seems to appear everywhere in ancient cultures and in today's world. In ancient Egypt, they depicted the pineal gland almost perfectly through the eye of Horus, and their gods and goddesses are either holding a pine cone in their hands or their staffs have a pine cone on them. In India, we see pine cones covering the gods and goddesses' heads and a dot at the center of their foreheads. This is also one of the reasons why Indians wear bindis to indicate the pineal gland. In New York, on the side of the Whitehall building in the financial district, we see similar iconography of this pine cone. In the Vatican, we see the world's largest pine cone statue, and on the Pope's staff, there is a pine cone. So, there's this reoccurring pine cone throughout different cultures, religions, and in governmental agencies, but why? Well, from Dr. Rick Strassman's extensive research and work, we can see that the pineal gland actually produces small amounts of DMT throughout the day. It also changes melatonin into DMT when in deep REM sleep. DMT is a compound that is known as the spirit molecule, because when someone is under the influence of a psychedelic drug like LSD or psilocybin, it seems to be this molecule that causes the hallucinogenic properties. Also, people who have near-death experiences release copious amounts of DMT, and to top it all off, if you smoke pure DMT, it becomes the most hallucinogenic drug in the world. People describe their DMT trips as going to higher vibrational dimensions and meeting all kinds of energetic entities. And what is crazy is that the trip only lasts from anywhere to 5 to 15 minutes, but people say that their trip feels like months or years because there's no perception of time at these other realms they visit. It also has no detrimental effects on the body physically. So, not only does this gland produce the most psychedelic compound in the world that potentially connects our consciousness to spiritualism, but it can also potentially allow us, biologically speaking, to see and feel things that our optical eyes have not been evolved to do. This gland is often referred to as our third eye, bang bang, because one, of the DMT, but two, because there's actually retinal tissue inside of this gland with rods and cones just like our optical eye. And it's even wired to the visual cortex of the brain, bruh. It's also the only other organ that detects light. The Egyptians discuss how we have 365 senses instead of just 5, and with opening and activating our pineal glands as spiritual beings, we start to gain access to things such as telekinesis, telepathy, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and so on. It's funny to think that how much these ancient cultures knew about our bodies physically, but also energetically, something that mainstream science seems to really just brush over. Yet there's a lot of proof and evidence that our energy bodies might be more important, just as important if more important than our physical bodies for well-being and health and balance. And supposedly these cultures were primitive in technology. With all this said, you may be wondering why everyone isn't telepathic if this gland could actually do such things. And there's a sad truth, like I mentioned in the beginning, that this gland is being calcified through the food, water, and air that we consume, making it not work properly. Some of the metals and chemicals that are damaging the pineal gland are aluminum, chlorine, bromine, glyphosate, and fluoride. Out of all of these, fluoride seems to be the biggest problem. You may have heard of fluoride. It's in our water, it's in our toothpaste, it seems to be about everywhere, in our food. Speaking of toothpaste, you've probably heard that it's good for whitening our teeth, but research actually shows that this chemical has no such properties and is highly toxic. Fluoride has been linked to all kinds of crippling bone diseases, cancers, and other bodily issues. It's a main ingredient in poisons and pesticides to kill off insects and rats, and 1 tablespoon of fluoride is enough to kill a horse. So, just like anything else in our body, if this gland is not used, it starts to deteriorate, becoming weak and frail. Think of a muscle. You use it, gets bigger, don't use it, you lose it. This is also why children have a larger pineal gland than adults. Literally over time, our gland gets smaller and smaller. Thankfully, by drinking fluoride-free water and using fluoride-free toothpaste, we can start to revert some of these detrimental health effects. There are many ways to decalcify the pineal gland, which I'll cover in another video, but I hope after watching this, you join us in this massive movement that is happening all around the world, where we awaken our inner spiritual selves, allowing us to tap into infinite potential as a loving, creating individual, and as a collective, a loving, creating species that we are. Much love, much peace, much abundance. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, keep the vibes wise. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my soul, being, spirit, mind, body. Make sure to like, subscribe, share it, buy the merch, I'll see you in the next video. Yeah.